You're not even hungry, but you're in the kitchen anyway, opening the fridge, closing it, opening it again, even though nothing sounds right, even though you just ate an hour ago. And this keeps happening. Every day, every time something feels off, every time the silence gets too loud. You call it a habit, a weakness, a lack of willpower. But what if it's none of those things? What if your body is trying to tell you something that has nothing to do with food? Every behavior that repeats itself is carrying a message. And when it keeps showing up, no matter how many times you try to stop it, that is not a willpower problem. That is a signal you haven't yet learned to read. The mirror law tells us that what happens on the outside is always a reflection of what's happening on the inside. And compulsive eating is one of the most direct mirrors the body ever holds up. When you reach for food and you're not physically hungry, you are not looking for calories, you are looking for something else. Comfort, numbness, fullness in a place that food can never actually reach. The body always tells the truth. And right now, it is telling you that something on the inside is empty. Something that has nothing to do with your stomach. Think about when it happens most. Not the times you eat because you're genuinely hungry. The other times. When does that usually hit? When you're bored, when you're anxious, when you're lonely, when you're avoiding something you don't want to face. Food in those moments is not fuel. It is a substitute, a way of filling space that was meant to be filled with something else. The hunger you feel is real, but its source is not physical. It is the deep human need for connection, for meaning, for peace, trying to express itself through the only language the body knows in that moment. A need that is not met directly will always find an indirect exit. Feed the wrong hunger long enough and the real hunger gets louder, not quieter. You are trying to fill something that food cannot fill. When eating becomes compulsive, something deeper is going unfed. Not in the body, in the soul. Connection you are not getting. Love you are not allowing yourself to receive. A purpose not yet named. A part of yourself that keeps getting pushed aside for everyone else's needs. The mirror is showing you an emptiness that deserves to be addressed, not with food, with honesty, with the courage to ask what you are actually hungry for and go find that thing. You are using food to avoid feeling something. Eating creates a few minutes of sensation that interrupts whatever uncomfortable feeling was trying to surface. Anxiety, grief, loneliness, boredom that is actually unexplored potential in disguise. Food becomes a way of pressing pause on feelings too big to face, but what you avoid does not disappear. It waits, it grows, and it will keep sending you to the kitchen until you are finally willing to sit with what is actually there. Your body is asking for presence, not food. Sometimes compulsive eating is simply the result of living too far outside yourself. Moving through the day on autopilot, disconnected from your own experience. In those moments, eating is an attempt to feel something real. The mirror is showing you that you have drifted from yourself. And the way back is not through the fridge, it is through stillness, through the radical act of actually being here. The next time you reach for food when you're not hungry, pause, put your hand on your chest, take one breath, and ask yourself 3 questions. What am I actually feeling right now? What am I trying to avoid? What was surfacing before I headed to the kitchen? What do I actually need right now? And can I give myself that directly? Sometimes the answer is rest, sometimes connection. Sometimes it is simply to sit in the discomfort for 5 minutes without running. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are a person with real emotional needs that deserve real attention. Once you start meeting those needs directly, the compulsive reach for food begins to lose its grip. From now on, when you find yourself eating without hunger, don't judge yourself. Get curious. Ask what you are really hungry for. Ask what feeling you are trying to fill or avoid. Because God is not sending you to the kitchen for no reason. He is using that pattern to show you something real, something that deserves your attention far more than whatever is in that fridge. The hunger is a message, and the message is never about food. In the next video, we'll decode another sign. Until then, keep your eyes open. God is speaking to you.